guys, to everyone. It's Ada from Pause and Rock, and after a little bit of break, I come back with one of my favorite band in the scene. We have tonight, this evening, Mats from Ereb Altor. First of all, welcome back, and how are you? What's going this Saturday afternoon or evening?
Yeah, well, thank you for being invited again. I had a really nice day. It's a bit snowy here in Sweden. I've
Yeah.
been out hiking in the forest today, and now I'm back doing some interviews,
Okay,
and including this one.
yeah, of course, because it's I mean, you released in was the 20 around the end of November. You released Valkyrian Fate, which is the
Yes, that's
first single of the upcoming album, which will leave you the pronunciation of it.
good. Yeah, it's the first single from our next album, Hälsingemörker, which might be hard to pronounce if you're not Swedish, of course. But and the first single is probably the most direct song on the album, and it's almost a bit heavy metal, and but still with a touch of our old Ereb Altor sound, I think.
Yeah, because of course last time we spoke, for people that doesn't know that, and maybe they are watching this interview and talking together for the first time, we did an interview at 1 or 2 or 3, we don't remember, years ago, when we basically dive deep into the beginning of the band, all the history of the band, the other album of the band. So we are not staying here today to analyze all the album list. But what I do not ask you, because last time there was also another member of the band in the interview. So now I can ask you straightforward to you, because one thing that I added on Pause and Rock interview is asking about your own personal journey as a musician, like your own, like since I don't know, since when you decided that it was the right time, I don't know, to just turn your musical journey into more like serious way, or just when you start in general, just your own journey?
It has been a long journey. I started in I think it was 1990 or something.
Okay.
When I discovered Candlemass and Bathory. I was previously listening to more heavy metal band like Iron Maiden and Mötley Crüe and Twisted Sisters and stuff like that. And I decided, me and my best friend Daniel decided we should try to learn to play instruments. So we did back in the 1990s.
Okay.
But it has been a bumpy road. We started a Doom project that's still ongoing. It's a band easily today. But we never released any albums during the 90s. I released one folk music album with a band called Februari 93. Okay. It's a Swedish folk music in 1997. Then I decided to quit music around 1999 or something like that.
Okay, it was because of the grunge era?
No, it was. I felt like nothing ever happened. We recorded demos and we played in a couple of shows in Sweden here and there, and nothing really. It never elevated into something bigger. So I actually quit music. I think for 5 years or something, and out of the blue, a record label contacted me in 2004, I think.
Okay.
And wanted to release a doom metal album with the band Isolé. Okay. So then it began all of a sudden again, and it has been, I think, 18 albums since then.
A long journey, and almost like I said, because you said like 2004, we are in 2024, so
yeah, it's almost one album per year since then, with the different bands, of course, not only Ereb Altor. So it has been a lot of releases with Isolé as well. And back then I was only playing kind of rhythm guitar and maybe some melodies, and I couldn't even imagine to see myself singing on a stage at all.
And
back
what
then
leads you to singing on the stage instead of
I don't know.
Guitar?
No, I've been performing on Hellfest twice, Wacken twice, Summer Breeze 3 times, and Grasspop, and been singing. But if I look back, I would never have seen that coming, because I think I was a bit shy of singing, and I don't know.
Different like two different maths. Like looking
Yeah,
at
it
yourself
is.
20 years ago. Well, that was another me, another me.
Yeah, but I was younger, and
Yeah,
I think back then you cared more about what people were thinking. Nowadays, I don't really care that much. I'm doing my thing. If you don't
yeah.
like it, well, it's not my problem.
If
I
you
do
love
it for myself anyway.
And I think it's something that should be applied for everything in the world. Could
Yeah,
be from music, could be for just being yourself, because there will always be people that doesn't like what you do or who you are. So no
yeah,
matter what. So just because I think it's like something comes when you get really like, I don't like to say the word, but older. I'm realizing that myself, because
yeah.
yeah, that certain point, just like whatever, just do what I want, I say what I want, and always respecting, of course.
Yeah, if you don't do stuff like that and put yourself on the line, you will
Yeah,
regret it later on, I think.
yeah, because you always
You
respect.
don't have much to lose. If
No.
it's not going to turn out great, well, at least you tried, you know.
Yeah, exactly. And also it's because I like it's for example, if you never released the first album with Ereb Altor, you wouldn't be here performing, like you said, to Hellfest, or this summer you would be in 2025 in Partisan, I read. So you wouldn't do this festival, you wouldn't do influencing people with your music. It's just you would never maybe hear the music of Ereb Altor, or
No,
maybe
of
it would be
course
different,
not.
of course.
It would be different. I would probably still be here, but I wouldn't be talking to you, I guess.
Yeah, probably there will be
So,
like the old written interview, which, by the way, I don't regret it, because they were always cool and nice to read in the magazine, not online. In
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
magazine, they were cool. Like talking on the phone, like, okay, I'm writing down the notes for the interview and print it out. It's like the
But
physical
it
copy,
but but it has been a long journey and a lot of setbacks and big leaps forward at times. But it's this constant thing for me has always been I have always have Daniel by my side. All
yeah,
in since 1990. That's like fucking 34 years now. I've never entered the stage without him on my side.
yeah.
So
That's
it's
you. It's
that's
so
kind of cool.
we're walking together, and it's kind of a
Yeah,
marriage. It's a marriage.
it's you feel safe somehow knowing and nowadays I feel safe with my drummer as well. He was on the with me on the last interview with you,
Yeah,
I guess.
yeah,
He usually do interviews with me because he's
yeah,
the kind of producer and
yeah, yeah,
is
exactly.
very involved in the making of the albums.
Yeah.
And we have a bassist that I've known for years as well. So stable lineup and
That's important. Yeah, that's
yeah,
important.
we're like family today, so
Yeah, it's
it's
like a big
pretty nice.
family. Yeah, it's like a long marriage. Sometimes there
Yeah,
are
kind of like
tough moments, sometimes there are easy moments, silly moments, but that's the beauty of it.
sometimes you're angry at each other, and sometimes you love each other, and it's always
Yeah,
like that, you know.
yeah, of
But
course.
it's how it's supposed to be, I guess.
Yeah, of course. I mean, if everything goes smooth, it's boring
I
sometimes.
hope we will continue for another 10 years. I saw Nico McBrain was leaving Iron Maiden after
Yeah,
42 years
I read it
today.
today. Yeah, it's at the end of an era. What is gonna be
Yeah,
happening
it's
now?
super crazy.
Yeah,
Um, I
yeah,
think if I were Steve Harris, I would probably let the band go with Nico McBrain
yeah,
because they
exactly.
have nothing to prove anymore. And but
No, they
well,
set up their standard. It's like they set up their stand. I mean, their legend status
yeah,
20
it's
years
better to
ago.
go. It's better to go when you're on top, you know, and still doing
Yes,
performing great shows still and
exactly, exactly.
with it's
Yeah, yeah.
honorable than
But
falling apart in the end. So
something that is
we'll
up
see what happens.
is that something that is happening here with an Italian band we have called Necrodeath, that are they're known all over the Europe as well.
Yeah,
They are, we're talking about the beginning of the mid 80s, beginning of 90s. They were one of the first Italian band to make black trash doom metal. So they were,
yeah, yeah.
working with Venom and so on. And to this year, 2025, they released the last album. They said we're gonna do the last tour, because of course everyone, they're on live. This is the time. We are not. This is the time. So it's better to retire when we still people as this big love for us than shut everything down when maybe there is I don't know, things go worse. So we have a beautiful memory we will have about Necrodeath, I think, at least me. So, but
I would say it's time to quit when it's not fun anymore. I think when you have the feeling to move forward and still have fun making music and perform music, you should go on. But the day you feel it's not even fun anymore, then maybe you should quit.
Yeah, of course, exactly. But just coming back to Ereb Altor last released album, that was interesting. I don't remember. I'm honest. I don't remember if we spoke about it or if it was released after. But just as a quick overview about the album, which was Varktiman. This album, of course, it's you performed this. Of course, you performed in the last last live show, this last tour of the album, and how much difference we can hear from the sound of Varktiman to the new album, for example. What is the matter? If there is a difference, of course.
It will sound familiar, I guess. It still has the Ereb Altor sound and atmosphere, but we are 3 years older and 3 years more mature, and we are 3 years better, in my opinion. So it's always progress, and you always put small new elements inside the music. So, but it's continuing on the same path where I think we're trying to seamlessly unite the harsh side of black metal and the epic side of maybe doom and make it like one piece somehow.
Your sound is really unique. That's what I would talk about always with the people, because I don't see band like Ereb Altor, like the sound. It's quite easy to understand your sound. So if you would, we would like to say, like, in your opinion, I don't like to say like a word and an adjective, but if in a sentence you would like to describe the sound of Ereb Altor, today's sound, how would you describe?
Well, I usually just describe it as Scandinavian metal, because it has a lot of Scandinavian folk music within the metal, and it's the theme and the lyrics and everything has some connection to our inheritance from Scandinavia. So I used to call it Scandinavian metal, but it's you don't know if I say Scandinavian metal, you have no idea what it sounds like. But it's built mostly by atmosphere and dynamics rather than cool riffs. A little bit, perhaps, if I should reference to some band, you have the Epic Viking version of Bathory, for instance, or the more modern band like maybe Primordial or something is not that far away. But they are Irish, and they have Irish melodies weaved in their music, and we have Swedish.
And also mythology
and the politics.
Of course.
It's different, but somehow the structures of the songs are pretty similar. We are working with the atmospheres and the feelings, like painting soundscapes somehow.
And I like the word soundscape, because you can, with soundscaping the song, help the listener to do the landscaping in the because
that's the point. That's the goal where we are looking for, and make people see their own version in their head when they're listening to our music.
Because one thing that I like about your music is that you can put it as a soundtrack. I don't want to say soundtrack, or let's say, or a movie or a TV show, TV series, because it doesn't distract the listener, so it can go along as just like as a mood wise, just to help you. But also, if people can have of course can listen to the words and understand it, can help that. So it works in both sides. So it can easily put as a, I don't know, as a theme of a movie. So if it, for
Okay.
example, it would happen that I don't know, someone reach out to you and say, Matt, okay, so we think that Ereb Altor should do the
Maybe
soundtrack for a movie. Which type of movie would you like
that would be actually be a really, really cool thing to do. I never ever thought about it, but it would be like a dream come true to make a movie theme, of course.
Yeah.
If it's the right movie.
And what would it be for in your personal perspective, of course, the right movie?
Yeah, it's very hard to say, but it has to be a historical something that happened long time ago. For my opinion, it should be something that happened in Scandinavia or Sweden or something like that. Maybe it's some old war movie or something.
Something like
I don't know.
yes.
Yeah.
So
Or maybe you could have something from the folklore. You have trolls and the lady of the forest or something like that. It would actually work as well.
So
you have some Norwegian movies, I know, Huldra and you have the troll hunter. Yeah. That kind of vibe might be working as well, because we're dealing a lot with the nature and the myths and legends from Scandinavia in maybe 1600s or 1700s, like 500 years ago, and not just the Norse mythology.
So let's say that the Scandinavian, those are movies, but can be applied for everything, because your music is not only influenced by the Scandinavian folklore and the atmosphere, but also from the nature.
It has something to do, and the fucking darkness, the sun sets like 3 o'clock here in Sweden right now. So it's dark from 3 o'clock. I think it's 14:43 or something. Then the sun sets.
But it's where you start to write the album, because for the darkness ambience of nature, because I don't think you write album in the summer, like sitting with the bird and waterfall about.
Nah, it's maybe you're right. I've never thought about it, but I think the darkness might have something to do with it, because it's
that's
I don't really like it. Sometimes it's kind of cozy and it's silent, but it wears on you as well, because the winter's getting very long and very dark.
We are getting close to the solstice, so we're getting close to the day.
Yeah, the winter solstice is like 2 weeks from now or something like that.
Yeah.
So but at least we have some sun during the middle of the day.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, on the summer, when the summer solstice, the sun never sets, so you don't have darkness at all.
Oh my God!
And that's even harder, because it's hard to sleep, and it's light all the time.
So it's always better to write an album in the winter, in the autumn.
Yeah.
But also I think it's kind of a, there is I think that this take also shows the influence of the doom music as well.
Yeah.
Because doom is heavily connected with this side of the darkness, which could just to let the listener just be clear, we're not talking about the darkness like black metal. We're talking about general darkness. They could come from the dark wave, the doom music. Just always embrace the darkness. It's different aspect in music, or even in writing, in poetry, because sometimes even in the dark, especially in the darkness, there is the light, what people then never understand.
You have to have the opposite. Because without an opposite, it's dark wouldn't exist.
Yin and yang.
Yin and yang. You have to have. That's what I used to say to my kids when they were smaller. You have to have a boring time, because without being bored, you never have fun as well, because you have to have both.
Yeah, exactly.
It's very hard to understand it, but you have to have it.
Yeah, imagine.
Otherwise, fun wouldn't be fun anymore.
Yeah.
If it was fun all the time.
like if, for example, I mean, now happens, but I remember when I was a teenager, my dad didn't allow me to go out late at night. So it set up all the time, I don't know, a curfew like 10 p.m., 9 p.m., even if I
Yeah.
was 17, 18. And then when I started starting to increase the time, and by then when I was in my 20s, I was, I don't know, midnight, 1 a.m., and I start to enjoy more. But I
Yeah.
think that most generation of today, yeah, I see when I see even kids that are like 16 being outside at midnight one, I was like, why they will appreciate it when they will be older. Well, they will be just that's something. Just even the graduality of it. But what you mentioned is, I understand because if you like are being all the time and having fun, or being all the time you will never appreciate even the boring time, because even in the
No,
boring time you can appreciate and have to be honest, sometimes it's even better because you are doing that. What the fuck am I supposed to do? Just relax, being
yeah.
here and now. I say all the time, be here and now.
I think the new generation will have a big problem with that because they are always occupied in different ways than when I was young. Internet didn't even exist. So nowadays you have TikTok and you have you're connected all the time. All the kids are connected all the time,
Yeah,
and
this
they
is
never see.
the beauty of
Uh,
it.
they never just sit and wonder what should I do because they are
i got I got,
using something
yeah,
to distract them. It's a distraction.
exactly. I got lucky with that because I am in the last wave of the 80s. So
Yeah,
I was lucky to just, let's say, until I remember I was 13 when I got my first was a
yeah,
gigantic computer. My phone was, I was 16 when I got my first phone. Smartphone was even a smartphone, was the old phone for
yeah.
texting.
The old phones. Yeah, yeah,
And I remember, I still remember when we were just 10 and 9, just I have to go to my friend's house, ring the doorbell. She's
yeah.
at home. Hi, it's Ada. She's at home. So,
Mm,
and or someone yelling at my door, Ada, are you home?
mm,
Just
mm.
what, sometimes we were home. What we should I do? I used to grab a book because that's what I have to do, or just playing outside. For
Yeah,
people that have
different times.
yes, stealing my grandmother because she used to do tomato sauce, stealing her pot of tomato sauce and eating behind her. So
Yeah,
just growing up close to the nature, or growing up even in the city, doesn't matter. You always had a different perspective. But I think that if someone want, and especially this come from the family, by how someone grew up as a father or mother, they can teach this also to the kids. Of course, if you don't give it, let's say, a phone now to a kid, which is 10, 11, you feel outside of the society. It's almost the opposite. But I think that someone even growing up can, let's say, understand this. And I think that what to make it worse was the pandemic, because without phone, we couldn't exist in the pandemic.
no, it's
That's
it's crazy if you look at it. It's I
yeah.
don't know how and it's so fast. I used to think, what about in 20 years? How will the world look like in 20 years?
Oh no, but
Because
let's think
if
about
you're
it.
back if you're back 20 years, it's so different from not from today.
No, the
And
worst.
if it's spinning as fast as it has been the last 20 years, I can't really imagine how it will be in 20 years.
Yeah, exactly. So let's just not to think about it now, and just let's hope that it doesn't involve too much, which I'm not sure, but let's pretend. And let's back a little bit about, because of course we will do a proper interview for once the album will be definitely released, that we're gonna because I want to just to focus about that, because I want to say that pre-orders of the album are open. So
Yeah,
if people want, they can find where they can pre-order the album, the merchandise, and everything. They
yeah.
can find it on the website of the band.
The
Um,
website.
yeah.
Do you want me to? It's www.erebaltor.com.
So there they can
And
pre-order.
there you will find everything, news about the album, and you
Okay.
find everything you can order as well in the merchandise section.
So there's gonna be, of course, a merchandise themed for the album, and
Yes, it is. It's the pre-orders has already begun. So
oh,
and everything is. I don't have the items right now, but I
okay,
will get them. So and we
okay,
will start shipping
of course,
closer to the release date. So of
and
course.
there will be like the physical, of course, release of the album is gonna be vinyl 2 CD.
Yeah, it's going to be two different CDs.
Okay,
One regular CD and one with the slipcase and
okay,
bonus material.
okay.
So
What
it's
is
going to
about
be
bonus?
to be what?
Let's give to the people a little bit of bonus material. Let's make them curious. Just
Yeah.
say something. Just
It's going to be three more songs on
okay,
the deluxe version of the CD,
okay,
and it will be have another kind of cover on a slipcase, but the inside is going to be the same cover. And
okay.
then we will release two different vinyls as well.
Oh,
One single vinyl and one double vinyl with the bonus material as well.
okay. So one vinyl will have all the track list of the
Yeah.
album, and the other one will have only the bonus track. Let's say.
But yeah, of course, like that.
That's cool, isn't it?
And it will be a special color on the vinyl as well, on the double LP.
Double it.
And we will release a wooden box set as well
Okay.
with a unique
CD.
red and black marbled vinyl inside,
Okay.
and it will be cassettes, and there will be CDs, and there will be posters, and there will be slip mats for the vinyl player, and a little extra stuff,
That's no,
inside a wooden box set.
But that's
as well.
cool because there's still out there, thankfully, vinyl or music collector, and
yes, it is.
And so these things go really sold out really fast.
Yeah, I think they sold out the first day.
Okay.
So there might be some leftovers,
Okay.
but I think because sometimes someone backs in the purchase in the end, but otherwise they are all gone. But it's cool to make this special, and the metal audience. We are blessed with the metal audience because they are still record collectors. I think it's much better than being playing pop music or something like that, because these bands have a harder time competing with streaming and stuff like that, because metal audience are still buying the physical copies.
Exactly. And of course, about the live show, let's say that right now there's just everything. You have some live show coming up now, or just because, of course, the one that the last one that I read was about Partisan Festival, I think was for 2025.
Yeah, we have released some. We're playing a lot of festivals in Germany next year. That's already announced. But we have more festivals to announce. But I can't reveal anything.
Oh, no, of course. There will be the proper time and the space.
Yeah, it will be. But I think the last one we announced was Partisan Open Air in Germany. And it's a nice festival.
Yeah, for sure. And there is gonna be also, I think once the album is gonna be released, you're planning to do, I don't know, a tour about promoting the album or something, or you're gonna just straightforward performing into the festival?
We will try first with festivals, and maybe later on during the year we are trying to find something. We are working on a tour, but it will not be in the first half of 2025. We're focused on festivals at first, and then we will tour later in the year.
Yeah, of course. And just before ending, regarding because of course Valkyrian Fate is out already with the first music video and everything. There will be other single release before the album is gonna be out?
There will be one more single before the release of the album.
So that would say that would be around the month.
Yeah, around I think in the beginning of January.
Okay.
You will hear the second song from the album.
And it's a little bit different. We can expect something different from Valkyrian Fate.
It will be the opposite of Valkyrian Fate.
Okay.
So it will be kind of cool, because I thought we will display different sides of the band. We always have some diverse sides and a lot of elements in the music. So it's will not be like Valkyrian Fate. It will be kind of like the opposite.
That's why I like her music, because you can put Ereb Altor in black metal, you can put it in the doom, you can put it in the folk. There's no place. It's like I said last time the first time that I interviewed you, I really did it because I like the music and I pursued that, and I'm still doing that because when you like the music, it's important because you feel that it's not connection with other genre, at least for me, speaking about my own self. And you can listen in and can even, I don't know, it's because I meditate even with that metal, so I'm weird. You can even meditate with your music, or just go to the gym, or just, like I said, it can be a really powerful and healing soundtrack and tool sometimes.
Yeah,
so, and that's
it's
why
supposed to. It's supposed to do a lot of things with your mind, you know. It's boring to make slim music that only sound like one thing. For me, like now people are going to kill me, but if I take a band like AC/DC, for instance, they are good, but they sound exactly the same, album after album, song after song.
That's their music.
That's their music. But I want it to be more diverse. I want to put more elements inside it. And try to get it together somehow as well, because you can't have one song totally super black metal and one song like a ballad, because then it will be strange. But if you can put some harshness into an epic song, or you put some epic into a harsh song, then you can try to fit it together. And that's what I'm working on.
That's why when I asked someone who listened completely northern folk, dark folk, and I mentioned Ereb Altor, I saw the last video. Okay, they listen to music too. Same thing with the black fan, black metal fan. But months before, Zoom cut us literally. And what can I say? I hope to see you live in some festival this summer, so we can do a real interview in real person, which is always the best. And
it is.
And we will do for sure another one once the album is gonna be released, because we have to. And thank you so much for this Saturday evening. Saturday evening, August. I wish you a really good evening, and can't wait to see the new song released.
Thank you as well, Ada. It's been a pleasure. And well, we talk some more when the album is closing in.
Of course,
it will be cool.
Thank you so much. Have a good evening.
Have a nice evening.
You too. Bye.